Those of you who've been on the channel for a while will know that I've filmed the Pearl 95 already, but I'm here in Fort Lauderdale and there's one right here and I can never resist these. They're such a lovely super yacht, and I figure there's an awful lot of people who wouldn't have seen it. Plus, there might be a few changes. So we're going to do a full tour on this one anyway. And if you've seen it already, well, you can see what's changed. To be fair, not a very great deal, because I think they got this one right first time. It's quite a spectacular yacht. But we're going to do the full tour, take you guys on board and show you what this is all about. One thing to mention, you can see these sort of cutouts down the side here, and what they do when you're not alongside a dock is this. They fold down and they extend this platform right the way around. You can see there where they go into that recess. There is a tender garage here. This lifts up, tender rolls out onto these tracks. This whole platform then lowers into the water. In fact, there's the cradle for it right there, and that's how you launch your tender. We'll go on this way and we'll take the full tour. It's a breezy day down here in Fort Lauderdale. Love this upholstery they put in here. There's almost a sort of slightly vintage Italian vibe to that, isn't it? That looks really, really nice. We've got a bar area here as well, so that serves this area. You've come all the way over here. Got the side access door on this one, so if you're alongside a dock you can get in and out that way. This one is a stern docking station, so engine controls and thruster controls are right there. Bar area is here, and in fact you've also got safety kit in here. Check this out, look at that. There we go. Now the saloon door is powered and it's automatic, and as I walk past it, it's just opened for me. So there we go. We'll head on in. Closing again now. There we are. That's got it. So this is a little bit different. They've got much more modern furniture into here. That looks really smart. Quite Italian actually, isn't it? They do various colour schemes in here. So it's a Kelly Hopper interior, and you can have various versions, like a modern version or a luxury version. I think this is a luxury with the dark wood, but you can obviously have whatever you choose to have with regard to that. I like that they put these mirrors in the ceiling, and it just bounces the light around and just makes this feel like a much larger area. And talking of light and indeed air, you've got side doors here and here, these both open, and that gives you a really good through flow of air if you want it. There's a massive TV over on this side, so that's a great cinema zone if you want it. And if we head on forward, you've got the dining area here. Crew area is down that way. We'll take a look at that, of course. This is one of these side sliding door arrangements, but we'll look at the accommodation first of all. So steps down, steps up, we'll do all of that. Side door here as well. Another way they've integrated this stainless steel rail in around here. That's really smart. Day heads is here. Fantastic. So that of course closes over like so, and this one here then is into the owner's cabin. Very good size. There's a couple of things to mention about this. The first is the size and the detailing. Things like these shelves are really smart. Big dressing area here as well, or walk-in wardrobe I should say. All illuminated. Drawers down here. But the other thing you have, I mentioned the light that you get bouncing around in the saloon, but it's a similar deal here, because look at the windows that we've got everywhere on this. They really have gone to town with getting as much natural light in here as possible, and in fact we've even got forward-facing windows, ceiling windows. Of course there's blinds for all of these, but it does mean that when it's all open as it is at the moment, well then you've got a tremendous amount of natural daylight into here. This is a big room actually, isn't it? Look at this. TV that rises out of the cabinetry there. Nice. Let's press right on round. Little breakfast nook. And then this is the ensuite to this cabin. Again, massive, isn't it? I've seen smaller guest cabins than this. That's great. Really good size. Obviously, as you can see, shower down this end. You can see it's a rainfall shower. And it is an actual bathroom. There's the bath. Lovely. And these are all programmable lights, so high or low or all off, fan, blinds, all that sort of stuff, all push button stuff operated from there. Of course, the door that closes across here. But that's a nice looking cabin, isn't it? Brilliant. Let's press on. Little dressing table in the corner there. Another one there, so you can use one as a desk if you wanted to, and one as a dressing table. That's a big cabin. That's a really big cabin for a sub 100-foot yacht. Okay, back out of here. We're going to head down now, and I'll show you the lower deck accommodation. That's this way. And we can go forward and find the twin cabins. These in fact will convert to a double, so that's why they have the tracks in the floor, so you can bring one of the beds across against the other one, have a double bed there if you prefer. Obviously it depends how you're using the boat, but also obviously it's adaptable. You know, one cruise you might want this as a twin, another cruise might be all adults and you want doubles in here. Wardrobe is here. It really does look like a wardrobe, doesn't it, rather than just a hanging locker. Full of cushions. And then obviously all these are ensuite and a really good size. Very similar to the ensuite in the owner's cabin, but obviously smaller, but same kind of standard in terms of the finishes and so forth. If we cross over the boat, similar deal over here, again with the wardrobe, again with the beds that slide. Again, beautifully finished, isn't it? A lot of headroom, and it's a nice square room. You don't feel that it's sort of compromised and bits of ceiling, you know, dropping down to get more headroom up above. It just feels a big, spacious boat. So hang in here and ensuite here. There we go. These circular sections, oh, there we go. These circular sections here are opening sections. So if you want a bit of ventilation, then you can have it. If we head back a bit, these are the two VIP guest cabins. So these are a bit larger, double beds. Check that out. It's pretty cool, isn't it? And if we come right the way across, we'll discover the dressing table is down in this corner. This is, again, your wardrobe, and this bit larger ensuite you have in the other two that we saw. Very nice, very nice. All right, let's press on a bit further. We've got one more to show you. Love all this. People say, how does this stuff stay in place when you're at sea? That's how. It's stuck down. Look. They use what's called museum glue so that when you take it off, it doesn't damage the surface of this. But they're actually quite firmly put in place, and that's how that stuff stays there. Obviously, if you're out in an absolute howling gale, you might possibly have a problem, but it rather begs the question, why on earth would you be out in an absolute howling gale? You just don't. It's not a ferry. You don't have to go regardless. You go when it's nice. Okay, back down here. Pretty much identical, isn't it? Dressing table here, wardrobe here, ensuite is in here. There we go. Right. Let's head back out of here and around. Just curious to see what's in here. Ah, okay. Some of the circuit breakers and that sort of stuff is tucked away down there, and then storage down here as well. Lovely. Very nice. It's nice though, isn't it? Let's go on up. In fact, what we'll do is we'll go up to the main deck and loop round, and I'll show you the guest areas. Not the guest areas, I'll show you the crew areas. That was the guest areas. It's been a long boat show. So back over onto this side, we've got a few people around, but I don't think that's going to cause us too many problems. Here we go, check this out. That is a nice galley area, isn't it? So there's a sliding door here. You can close this off if you want to. This is controlling things like the music system and that sort of stuff, these screens about the place. There's a side door here, so you can come straight out and onto the side deck. Refrigeration, cooking, coffee machine, more refrigeration, very nice hob, more refrigeration. Very good. And we'll head on down, have a quick look at the crew cabins. Do seem to be people around, so we should be all right. But let's see what we can find down here. So what we've got down here is mess area over on that side. Again, this is all beautifully finished. I mean, quite often you come to the crew areas and they're perhaps not quite so well finished as the rest of the boat, but this is nicely done. You've got emergency escape route in places like this. So obviously if there was ever a problem you can get up there, you've got another way out. This is laundry facilities over here. So I'm sure you know what a washing machine looks like, but nonetheless, there they are. Captain's cabin is here. So hanging locker and an ensuite with a proper separate shower area. And then there are 2 further cabins, one of which is occupied and one of which isn't. So these share this toilet here, again with a separate shower, and then these are identical. I'll show you into this one because it's not being used, and you've got basically 2 bunks in there, again hanging lockers and that kind of stuff. So there are 2 of these plus the captain's cabin, and then this one is for these 2, and that one has its own ensuite. Very good. All right, let's press on a bit further. I do want to show you in here. This is rather cool. This is for the geeks amongst us, of which I happily claim to be one. This is the server room. Check this out. A little bit of work being done at the minute because they're having Starlink installed, but yeah, that's where all that gubbins is. So navigation kit and entertainment stuff. Very impressive. Lovely. Okay, let's close that. And we'll head on a bit further. So what I want to do now is take you round out of here, across here, and we'll work our way up to the top. So that's where we went down to the lower deck. This is going to take us up to the pilot house. It's a raised pilot house on this one. And it looks like this. Now this is very much a Pearl thing where you've got the windscreens across here, but then these got blinds as well. So again, a huge amount of natural light where you can have shade as we've got at the minute. And another thing that's really nice about this is look at this, 6 multifunction displays. It's all a complete glass cockpit system. So navigation, stabilization. In fact, I think I'm right in saying, I'm pretty sure I'm right in saying this has got both pin stabilizers and a gyro stabilizer, camera system, radar, more navigation, engine instrumentation, so 7 screens in total, these 6 big ones plus this one. That is something, isn't it? And you've got a seating area up here, nice place for the crew to gather when the boat is on passage, or, you know, any guests that want to come along and see what's going on. It's a good place to be. And then we can come from here up and out onto the Flybridge. And that's up here. So we've got another helm position, that's over on this side. Again with those multifunction displays. They're across here, 3 of them, and then we've got the Caterpillar instrumentation as well, and the side power, so that's for the thrusters, bow and stern, engine controls are here, autopilot, all the usual gubbins, and of course the view from up here, as ever on the Flybridge, is panoramic. We've got the hardtop on this one. There's a massive opening section on it though, look at this. And that then concertinas, so it's like a fabric section that comes across here. You can have this completely closed for shade, open it up like this, and it feels like an open boat up here. That's brilliant. Bar area up here as well, thusly. And that is rather nice as well. Now, of course, it's all very configurable up here. This owner has chosen this layout, but if you wanted things like a hot tub at the back, you can have it. A lot of owners now are going for gym equipment across the back, so you can be up here doing your exercising. That's quite a nice thing. So yeah, it depends what you want. They will fit this out pretty much, you know, within reason to the sort of thing that you would require. There's a massive TV up here as well. This of course retracts, so it drops away and disappears when you're not using it. But yeah, that hardtop, that is something else, isn't it? Fantastic. Okay, we'll go down from here. We're going to take a wander around the deck. The last thing then to talk about is the engines and the engine space. So, I think our best route round is to go around this way, and we'll head forward. So these are these big windows that we saw, or doors I should say really, that slide on the outside. So if you want to open out that saloon, you can do. Nice high rails here, and they are elbow height when you walk past them. Okay, we've got to stop, look at the helicopter. I'm such a country bumpkin, aren't I? Look, there's a machine in the air. Fantastic. I'm not sure where he's going, but it's always spectacular. All right, let's come right up here onto the bow. Another terrific entertaining area. These little sockets here are for bimini poles, so if you want to shade this area, then you can do. Speakers up here as well. Love these pop-out lights. These fold away, and turn like that, and then when you open them, they light up. It's pretty cool, isn't it? I've come right on up here. You can see these are these windows into the owner's cabin. And another thing to show you here, which is quite good, obviously this is your usual windlasses and bollards and so forth, but there's a couple of really good bosun's lockers up here. So for storage, let me show you this one. Look at the size of this. It's pretty impressive, isn't it? Those poles there are the bimini poles that I mentioned that go over that section we just looked at. But yeah, you can get a lot of stuff into there. And the other thing we have up here then, of course, just close that one down, is the anchor chain locker. And you can put gear in here as well if you want to, but it's mostly anchor chain as befits an anchor chain locker. There we go. Let's come right up to the bow, have a little gawp from there, head on down this side. So that's the raised pilot house. That of course is the Flybridge. We're going to drop down here. This is the door that comes out from the galley area. Remember I pointed that one out? That's in through here. So the crew could come out from the crew area straight down the side if they want to get on and off. And these again, sliding doors from the saloon. And then the engine access is back here. It's this one. And it opens like that. Alrighty. Now, the last boat we had looked at had, I think I'm right in saying, MTUs. This is a USA spec boat. So we've got Caterpillars in here. In fact, I say it's USA spec. In actual fact, what they've done is they've given it the ability to run on pretty much any voltage anywhere using converters and so forth. So wherever you want to put this boat, it will operate. But yeah, Caterpillar engines, they're C32A certs, so I think I'm right in saying 2,000 horsepower. And they're giving the boat about 24 knots flat out, cruising at 18. If you want to drop the speed right back, well then you're going to get about 1,200 miles of range at about 10 knots. But nice, big, spacious, well-lit area. We've got another access here, straight up into the cockpit, so an emergency route out. This is the Seakeeper here. And as I mentioned, it's got Seakeeper, and I'm 99% sure it's got fins as well. So it must be absolutely rock steady, this one, when it's at anchor. Generator out here. Another generator out here, and that is the tender garage. That's what that is going back there. Fantastic. Look at these silencers on here. Hang on. So you've got the exhaust coming back and into there, and that's the silencer before it sends the exhaust obviously out of the boat. Very, very impressive. These are the battery stacks here. Domestic battery box, domestic battery box, domestic battery box. Those are all, in fact, domestic battery boxes there. There'll be engine start battery boxes somewhere. Indeed, they'll be right there. Fabulous. Okay, let's come out of here. There we go. We'll close that one back over. And I think we're going to finish off up at the bow with a little view of the Fort Lauderdale skyline behind us. Seems like a good place as any, doesn't it? There we go. Yeah, there we go. And that, my friends, is about the size of that. That is a Pearl 95. Very interesting boat to have a look at. I like what they've done with that. As ever, let me know what you think in the comments. As ever, massive thanks to Pearl Yachts for organising that tour for me. And we'll catch you on another one of these real soon. Take care. Goodbye.